Hi everyone. Drive with one of my viewers today. Courtney, introduce yourself. Cool.
So my name's Courtenay Rufus, and I'm from Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
So the city of trams and hook turns, if you don't know what they are at all.
Trams.
Yeah.
I didn't know Melbourne was famous for trams.
Yeah.
Never been to Oz.
Yeah, yeah.
But just tell everyone you got in touch and you just fancied a little drive out with myself, and we're going to have a little chat about a few things. But yeah.
So I've been watching you for quite a while. I really thoroughly enjoy your content because a lot of it's in regard to behaviour and attitude, which is what I talk about all the time.
Yep.
And so I've been watching that. I've got my own YouTube channel as well, and do my best to get involved where I can.
Yeah.
Out of all the driving instructors that I have seen online on YouTube, you were sort of my go-to.
You don't have to stroke my ego.
No. But I do watch a fair bit, and because I'm on YouTube as well.
That's good. You're a driving instructor back home as well, aren't you, mate? Yeah.
So I'm a driving instructor back home in Melbourne there, and I've been doing it since 2015.
Okay.
A little bit off and on, a little bit up and down.
Okay.
I've battled with it a bit where I don't want to do it anymore because it's a tough gig.
I get
as you
that.
may not know.
I get that. Yeah. A lot of people. I've got one of my instructors at the minute as well, who I had a conversation with only a couple of weeks ago. That he's got a group of learners at the minute which are really tough.
Yeah.
And hard work. And sometimes you do have those days, and you think, I don't really want to go off and do this. But it is tough. What we're going to do today, everyone, we're going to have a little drive, and we're going to have a little discuss about the differences between UK test and tests in Australia.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, so myself and Courtney just decided just to wing it. There's no script, as normal with the stuff that I do. We're just going to absolutely wing it. But Courtney's going to have a little drive later, and we're going to put him to test a little bit. Put him to task.
We're going to do a practice test.
Put him to task. So you've driven a little bit in the UK already, Courtney, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been driving around a fair bit. So like I said, we started in Oxford.
Yeah.
Went from Heathrow Airport to Oxford.
Yeah.
And then just came up here to Liverpool.
Okay,
Over to Liverpool.
No problems. And just to let everyone know, what side of the road do they drive in?
We're on the left.
On the left.
Same. So there's some similarities.
Yeah.
We're not in miles per hour though. We're in kilometres per hour.
Okay, all right.
So that does.
I still don't know why we're so messed up in the UK regarding. We've got yards for certain things. We've got miles an hour in different things.
Yards. I know. It all can get a little bit confusing for imagine a tourist.
Yeah,
tourist.
We are a little bit confusing. Have you been okay? I know you said just to me then that you saw a couple of collisions on your way up from Oxford, but
yeah, I have found it a little bit intense for an experienced driver who drives a lot.
Yeah.
And who's driven a lot around the world, mostly in the Western world, America and in the US. I've driven around Germany a lot. I've driven in the UK 3 times.
Yeah.
I am a little bit older now, so maybe that's playing on me.
Yeah.
But
we do slow down a bit the older we get. Cognitive load is it works differently the older we get. So
I'd like to think I'm young though.
No, but I'm young at heart, but obviously not young. Anymore.
Yeah, but I could put things together. I mean, the box here with that is we would have keep left, so they'll say keep left with an arrow pointing down like
rather
that.
than
okay,
yeah, all right.
So if you didn't really know that, I don't know. I think it's not as clear. Maybe
it's still pretty obvious.
Yeah,
that leads me nicely onto. Do you see similarities with the signs? Do you think, I've driven in different parts of the world as well, and Dubai really was the one for me that stood out. I could see influences from the UK, I could see influences from the US as well.
Yeah. There's definitely some of that around, but like I said, I mean, that is a big, it's a visual difference. It literally says keep left, so you've got the text there on the sign. Yeah.
Okay. So going straight over to well, the bit that I'm really interested in, the test in Australia. How does it work? Because we've got the theory test here where students have got to sit a theory test first before they're allowed to go off and sit a practical. Is there a similar system in Australia?
Yeah, there used to be a theory test, and it was much shorter. They've changed it now, it's all online.
Okay.
And it's around apparently a 6-hour test.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a lot of information that I highly doubt they'll retain all of it, but anyway.
Cool. You were on to it, mate.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah,
so it's a 6 hours. So
but apparently, yeah.
Students in the UK are on to an absolute winner with the test that we've got then.
Yeah.
Is it the same in every? I think is it still
States,
a state?
Yeah, state to
in
state.
Australia?
So it's state to state's different, and I don't know what like say New South Wales, Queensland, up the north. I don't know what they do.
Okay.
So in terms of their learner permit, to get the learner permit in Victoria, you have to do that online test.
Yeah.
Around about 6 hours, and there's a lot of information in there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once they've got their learner permit, then they can start driving. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the age makes a difference as well.
Does it have to be accompanied as well, like it is in the UK?
By a driving instructor?
Yeah.
No. There's absolutely no mandatory requirement, and this is why I get so frustrated with our system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are they allowed to go out with friends or family?
Yes.
Or, yes. Okay.
But they only do that.
But they okay.
Yeah.
So driving instructors are probably less common, and the more common option would be to go out with friends or family.
Yeah, well, they're avoided because they don't want to pay, so they don't really want it. So they're happy to go with their family because they can just do it with their family for that whole learner period.
With you, but they've got to be accompanied as well.
Yeah, they've got to be accompanied.
Sorry,
just not with. There's no mandatory requirement with a driving instructor. I thought maybe you were getting
with you. Understandable.
Is that a friend from before?
Yes, no problems. All right, so. Do they get that for a period of time, or is it just open-ended, like it sort of is in the UK, where they get the provisional license and it's down to them when they pass, or is there a limit on this permit?
So it depends on their age. So 16 to 20 years old, they must do 120 hours of supervised driving.
Is that signed off by friends or family as well?
Yes, but it's all on an application now. So it's on a thing called the My Learners app.
Okay.
And they record it there. And
So as that app, I actually think that's a good system, because if it's how I'm initially just working out and expressing my opinion on, does that have to be on whilst they're in the car, so it tracks where they go and it tracks the time?
Yeah, correct. Yeah. So it'll track the time, it'll track where they go. It gives you a warning after 2 hours. I think it may stop after 2 hours because they want you to have a break.
Have a break.
Have a break. Yep.
Sound, no problems. I'm
Yep.
just going to turn the tent down a little bit, mate.
Yeah, that's all right.
Feel free to use the controls.
Yeah,
as
dual
you
climate
wish.
control, no problem.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting. I actually think that's a really good system. I think that they should do that in the UK as well. I think these hours should be logged. How do people sit with that 120 hours though? Is that...
No, a lot don't like it.
No?
Yeah, and they feel like they can't achieve it. We have a program there called the L2P Mentor Program. So that's for people who are they don't have a supervising driver.
Okay.
So mentors volunteer their time to help them build their hours.
Okay.
Yeah, which is nice. So there are programs that can help.
All right.
For those that don't have the supervising driver. It is a lot, but it can be necessary. It's important.
So what is the role of a driving instructor then? It actually seems as though in Australia the role of a driving instructor is a little irrelevant. Irrelevant. No, that's not the correct word. Less use than it would be in the UK, because it's not the go-to way of achieving this license. Is there many driving instructors about?
No, there is a fair few, and where I work there is a lot. So like before where we were at Stanley Park, there was a lot of driving schools around there that I saw. That would be like where I go down to drive and help learners practice.
Okay.
In the Carlton, Victoria area, which is the inner city suburb.
Yep.
Near the Melbourne Central Business District.
Okay.
It's the best area to learn.
Okay.
So there are a lot around. There are, but they are avoided somewhat because there's no incentive, really, is there, to go with them?
No. And what is it? Is it people who are just sort of like consciously want to be better and want to be trained better that come to you, or is there is there sort of like a financial level that people say, well, I tell you what, I can afford to go off and have some proper training? So is it only for the well-off? How does it tend to work in Australia with that system?
Well, for me,
just before you answer,
yep,
have a little look at this.
Yep.
3 lanes here.
Yeah.
We're going up to that road up at the top.
Yeah.
Look how narrow it gets at this section. Is there room for 3 lanes now?
Oh my Lord. So you've got to be constantly checking your side mirrors.
Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I'm going to point out little bits.
Yeah, please do. And then the markings disappear, like you said, they're just gone, and then you've got no guidance.
So it's a little bit of a free-for-all there, and you've got to be super aware of what's going on around. So yeah, how is it? Is it the people who are well off who are going to generally go and take driving lessons, or is there anything else that you?
No. There is a conscious decision made to be better, to be better.
Yeah.
To learn from a professional. So my cohort of students, I may or may not have explained, are 25 years and over and female, and they're not exactly wealthy, but they want to be a safe, confident driver. So they're coming to me, they're making that conscious decision to go, oh, well, I want to pay for this. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah, it is.
That is really nice, because...
But I've worked hard to get to that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, that. The system works in that particular way. They've talked about it for a number of years, making it a minimum amount. I don't know how you could really find that minimum amount, because there's such a spread of ability nowadays for me that you'll get some people who might be ready, the really good ones, in 20 hours. But I've had people who have taken 120 hours to get through. Where's that midline, if you like?
The problem with the 120 hours is some of them aren't getting enough variety. So they're driving only certain roads. They don't go on freeways enough. They don't do country roads.
Yeah.
They don't go into the city.
Yeah.
They're scared of it. They don't park enough. Then they go and do their test. Then they get their solo license, and they still don't know those things.
Okay.
They have no idea how to do them. And if you're 21 years of age and over, you don't need 120 hours. So you could do 5 hours of practice in the testing area, get your license the next day you're driving, never enter the freeway.
Okay. All right. There is a similar situation here with the motorways in the UK, that they're never going to be on driving tests.
Yeah, no, I know.
And the main reason for that is really the geography of the country. There are certain areas where it would take you far too long to get to a motorway. But it's still the same sort of situation that most people, I would say, the majority of people, will pass the driving test in the UK and never been on a motorway.
Yeah, I know, yeah. No, it happens. And people say that. They're like, well, I don't live near a motorway. And I'm like, fair enough. Okay, but...
Just trying to talk to people here. That was the problem, innit? Flash. What's going on here, mate?
Interesting scenario.
Yeah, it was. That was a little tricky one. Okay, cool.
That's the stuff I've seen a lot of because of how narrow the roads are.
Yeah, that is another little question I'd like to go on to, because the stereotypical, I know it's not like this, but the stereotypical Australian road is just through the outback, and it just stretches on for 300 miles. And
maybe in Western Australia, Northern Territory or something. Yeah.
That's just my ignorance of never been to Australia. But the cities, the big cities as well. Melbourne.
Melbourne is it's a fantastic city. It's obviously grown, and it's insanely busy now, and much like a lot of where I've been driving around in the UK.
Okay, yeah.
It's been quite busy and quite reminiscent of being in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So it's a busy city. It really is, and it's getting worse with the traffic.
Is that then making your job more difficult, like it is with UK roads as well? The work that we've got to do to help people achieve a decent standard is more and more and more as time goes on.
There's a multitude of issues that I have. The quality of the roads being one of them. I mean, they're pretty bad where I am. They're shocking. And so I'm driving a i30N. So I don't know if you know the Hyundai i30Ns. They're
A little bit bigger than Dan's i20.
Yeah. So it's performance car, so you can make the suspension soft because it's got adjustable dampers.
Yeah.
But it still doesn't take the impacts of the
road.
The road's not
sounds
very
quite
well.
similar to my Focus, because I can stick it in sports mode, and instantly you can just feel all the little imperfections. So
probably very similar.
Yeah. I wouldn't have expected Australian roads to be poor, though.
I'd say just this sort of where we are anyway in Victoria, which is the state, and then Melbourne, it's pretty poor there. But maybe outside of it, I mean, I'm sure there'll be some Australians that comment on this video. So think how bad our roads are. They are pretty bad.
What was the term that you said? You said, so Melbourne's famous for trams. And what was the other thing you said?
Hook turns. Hook turns.
What is a hook turn?
All right. So
I think I know, because I think someone sent me in a video of a vehicle doing a hook turn.
Maybe it was my video.
and it crashed, was it?
So I crashed. No. I did an educational video on it, and I think it's quite high up there at the moment. But the hook turn, basically, when you turn right at a traffic light, at a green solid or circular light, so you would pop yourself into the centre, push yourself into the middle, and wait in the middle.
Yes.
And you'd probably block the through traffic from behind you.
Okay.
So they won't be able to go through.
Yes.
So the hook turn moves you over to the left side and makes you wait on the left side until the light on the right goes green. So it's a bit hard to explain here, maybe a diagram.
I sort of get it. So rather than interrupting the flow, this junction here, the right lane becomes a right turning lane only. But if that carried on ahead,
correct,
you'd stop people flowing this way. So instead, they stick you over to the left.
Yeah.
Doesn't that...
It causes other problems, but it was for the trams, actually. So trams go down the centre of the road, and then the cars block the trams.
With you. So the trams had a big part to do with it. That makes sense as well. Dan spotted me. So it sticks you to the left-hand side, allows the trams to flow, and then effectively, if the vehicles who are waiting in the middle, have they got to wait to the end of the sequence before they effectively turn?
They legally can't go until the light is green on the right side.
So traffic
through, correct.
With you.
The intersecting road,
With you, I can see how that would be confusing.
So it's safer for cyclists to do that. So there's a lot of cyclist hook turns that we have now in Melbourne, because it moves that. Because as a cyclist, would you like to put yourself into the middle of a busy intersection to turn right?
I can see how people wouldn't. I totally get it. I totally understand. That's interesting, that as well. How would have you got any experience of someone? Say if I came to Melbourne and drove. Have you got any experience of someone coming to Melbourne for the first time, not understanding what one of these turns is all about, and then just sticking them into it and seeing how they cope with it?
Yeah, I haven't done that because it's a little bit intense. So I would, So
I'm an evil man.
Yeah, I know. I'd do a diagram, or I'd show them my video online that I have. I sent it to them prior.
Time out a second.
Yeah.
We're taking that junction that's directly across the other side.
Gotcha.
Dan's given us a good example, but would you have treated this like a right turn, even though it's directly in front?
Well, you're not going right now, but you're going right here, correct? And then you're going left.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So it's what we call a flat-sided roundabout, and there's nothing in highway code or legislation about how to go off and deal with these, but effectively anything past that rounded end, even though it might be directly in front of you, is classed as a right turn.
Right, okay.
Strange, but it is what it is. People would struggle with those hook turns then, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, they can't grasp it. So, but once, like with the video that I put up, because what I was trying to do is pretty much what I've done with you is explain why. So a lot of the reasons why people don't understand things is because they don't understand the why. So.
It's the first time I met Courtenay, and Courtenay is good at what he does. It's one thing I'm forever going on to my instructors, and I've got another one of my instructors. This is one of my instructors in the blue Focus.
That's great.
That's David, who is not long past. But one thing I'm forever going on about is you cannot just tell people, don't do this, do that. That's not enough.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what instructing is really, is it? Sometimes it's...
Yes.
Yeah. So I call myself a driving educator, not a driving instructor.
Yeah.
But I'm by trade, I'm a driving instructor.
Yeah, and I agree. I've thought about it for many years. My company's called Ashley Driving Instruction, and it's really changed over the past 10, 15 years to not be instruction anymore.
It's about coaching. Yeah, being a coach. Eventually, you do have to instruct. I mean, if you're starting someone out for the first time ever, you've got to do a fair bit of instructing. But then you get into the coaching side of it, which is fantastic. I love the coaching side. Why do we do this? Why do we do that? I love that, and getting them to think about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. This is Norris Green Test Centre. This is our local test centre where I tend to do most of my work from. I'm not going in there. You shouldn't go in there anyway, because people could be practicing. This is the car park. I'm just going to turn around.
I think I've seen you do a video around here for something.
I've done many things over the years. I've done many. But what's the length of test, and what's the test like in Australia? How do they go about getting the licence?
This is where I'm getting interested.
Okay.
So it's 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. First test. So it's split up into 2 stages. Stage 1 is about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Stage 2 is about 20 minutes.
Okay. Stage
1, they've got to complete either a reverse parallel park or a 3-point turn, so a low speed manoeuvre.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if they're successful, they go on to stage 2.
Okay.
More difficult tasks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not sure what the learner's done up at the end there. They seem to be stuck in the middle of the road. They're on the curb. Don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Wasn't the best turn. So the first part's like a manoeuvring section.
First part's more back streets, so local. They may do a main road, they may do lane changing, but it's mostly in the back streets. It's like a warm up, so the tester can see if they're capable of driving to move on to stage 2.
Would they potentially finish the test before they reach stage 2?
If they haven't passed stage 1, yeah. They'll stop on the road, get them to swap around with the driving instructor if they're going with a driving instructor.
Okay.
So they can go with on their own.
Yeah.
With just a tester here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have the cars in Australia, have they got dual controls like?
I've got dual controls. Interesting to see you don't have a clutch.
Yes,
there's a clutch. Sorry. Clutch. Okay, sorry, I'm getting confused because I have an accelerator and brake.
Okay.
Obviously, because I've only got an auto, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But so you've got the clutch and the brake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Accelerator. I've never seen a driving school car with a dual accelerator. I'm still pretty certain they have to be removed anyway for test.
I've got an accelerator and a brake.
Interesting.
Yeah. It has been good. It's got me out of a few sticky situations.
Yeah.
I have to say the quality here of this is much better than the one that I have.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think it looks really
interesting.
good.
They are the market leaders, the He-Man ones. But so the stage 2 of the test, or the second part of the test, what would that entail?
So that'll be more difficult tasks. So right turns at traffic lights on a solid green, which is just challenging because you're giving way to the opposing traffic, oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
And there'll be lane changing.
I'm just going to head out and go and do one of these.
Sure.
To ask you in a second.
Yeah.
Bye Norris Green Test Centre.
Thanks.
Yep. Lane changing as well. That's something that a lot of people do struggle with here in the UK as well. They're terrible at it.
Yeah.
So they up the ante a little bit then, don't they? On the second part.
That's right. They'll do they want to see a lane change in preparation for a turn. So you might be in the right lane, and they'll say at the next street turn left, or at the traffic light turn left.
Yes.
You've got to change. They've got to figure it out.
Okay.
So that's a good one.
Traffic levels in Melbourne, are they quite high?
The test area that I'm in, Carlton, Carlton, Victoria, is pretty high, depending on the time, obviously. But you're dealing with trams, you're dealing with buses, you're dealing with cyclists, pedestrians, every single road user you could imagine in this area. So a lot of people avoid it.
Sounds a little bit like Manchester, to be fair.
Yeah,
Manchester,
probably is.
A little bit of the same. Is the pass rate quite high? What's the pass rate like in?
Well, now, so where I am, I couldn't tell. I don't know. I think it's pretty bad. Yeah. To be honest.
Yeah.
It's not great, especially in the Carlton area, because people fail a lot for going over speed.
Okay.
And the speed limits there, they don't pass 40 kilometres per hour much. There's like one road that's 60 kilometres per hour.
Okay.
So what's it in miles? What's 30? So is the default speed limit here 30?
Yes.
Would you say? Yeah.
Yes.
Because I don't see any signs around.
No, that's right, and that's really how we tell that it is a 30 limit. The key is over to that road on the right-hand side.
Yeah,
you've got larger signs about the size of dustbin lids, and they represent speed limit changes. Right. So when it's in there, that's a change to 20. So therefore, this cannot be a 20.
Yeah, correct.
So if you see nothing, generally, it's going to be a 30 limit.
Yeah,
and that's really how to tell. Anything else is it's generally going to be signposted. The other little thing that I would say is that you'll find in housing estates, like we just saw that road over there, generally they're going to be 20s.
Yes.
But that's not all across the country. London is just a blanket 20 limit virtually nowadays as well.
Yeah, I could assume so. Well, so the 20 over in Australia is now the 30.
Yes.
But what we're getting is the lowest speed limit is 30s.
Yeah.
And we're finding them in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
And like, to be honest, sometimes they put in these speed limits and they do not suit the conditions.
No.
And no one's doing them.
No,
so
that's right.
Absolutely no one's doing that.
And that's the difficulty. If you go back to what you said about lane changing, if we're sticking to speed limits and then everyone else is bombing past, it's the difference in speed which makes the lane change the difficulty and the hard part,
that's
isn't
right.
it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you know, my vehicle, I don't know about yours, Ashley, is 3 to 4 kilometres an hour slower. So when you're at 40, say we're doing a 40 kilometres an hour, you're at 37.
That's right. Have a little look at this for a right turn as well. Now, this is one that often catches people out. Really, we should have been going before that red one, because these have got a filter arrow.
Yeah, okay.
And if this filter arrow comes on now, these are all flow, and I'm left here stranded without being able to turn. So we should have turned. They didn't. We should have turned what we call near side to near side, or
so right of centre, like this.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So you purposely did that then? You went right up there, so because of what they did.
You just copied what they did.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all.
Interesting.
That's all. And to be honest, even some of our local examiners get that one wrong. If it's got a filter arrow on, it's there for flow.
Yeah.
And as you've just seen with the way that we turned round the back, that restricts flow. So,
yes, of course. Yeah.
So
I do a whole segment in the course that I deliver in regard to those right turns.
Yeah. So you've got similar ways of turning in Australia as well. So
it makes total sense to turn away from each other like this. So you're going like this. So you're going it's in the rule book. It's called turning just right of centre.
Yeah.
Right like that. So that you're. Yeah, so it allows that flow, you're opposite each other, your shortest distance of travel, your line of sight, all that kind of stuff. So,
The issues, though, is obviously if you are giving way to oncoming traffic, that your view's restricted a little bit as well. So it's sort of the opposite way recommended in the UK. That the way that I did it there is more... you don't have to do it, you've just got to work out what I just did there, effectively wing it, see what other people do and just copy. But the safer option is turning the way that we did it because of view, and that's probably the recommended way to do it in the UK. If there's a choice, you should probably turn offside to offside or round the back.
It'll be interesting to see how it happens again if you do one. What happens with the others?
I'll tell you what I'll do then. I'll just flip it round the block and I'll go and have a little look.
That's what we would do as well with a student driver, is take them back to where they made the mistake, try it again.
Absolutely, that's right. So the qualification to become an instructor in Australia, I'm quite interested in that as well, because it's what I spend a lot of my time doing here. We've already seen two of my instructors who have taught, we were following a few minutes back. But what's the qualification to become a driving instructor?
So you're doing a Certificate 4 in Transport and Logistics. Car Driving Instruction is the name of the course. I did it a long time ago. So this is the thing, right? They did it in 2015. I haven't had to update it. Like, I haven't been forced to update it. I want to. But they charge a lot for it. It's close. Some people pay like close to 4,000, 6,000 Australian dollars. So it can cost a lot of money. I don't feel like
notice the little 20 sign.
Yeah, I saw one.
That there?
Yeah,
further back. Yeah,
I saw one on entry.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and that's usually where you've got to be looking for them.
Yeah, so I would say enter a new road 20. Check for your speed limit. Yeah.
Absolutely, but a lot of the time, well, the smaller signs are the reminders, so you can tell whether you're coming into a 20 or you're on a 20 just by the different sizes of sign.
Right.
So if they're big on both sides of the road, usually that's a speed limit change. If they're about the size of a dinner plate, smaller signs, they're reminders.
Okay. Right, gotcha.
So there's no sort of like professional development going forward in Australia for driving instructors?
Not unless you do it yourself. Yeah, at least you take take responsibility, and I guess you could say take responsibility to advance. So that's what I try to do all the time, because I take this job seriously.
Good on you.
But it's I don't and when I came out of it, I don't feel like I learned more joining a driving school and learning from that driving school than I did in my course.
That's right, and that it makes sense why you're looking for extras and different bits and bobs on YouTube, because that's how we learn nowadays as well.
Well, that's correct.
You go on YouTube and find something that we need to work about or learn about.
Yeah.
This is this same junction, but from the opposite way. The one that we came round the back before.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a filter arrow across the other side, and that's the difficulty with approaching it from the opposite direction, because you can't see. You can, but it's not obvious that there's a filter arrow on the junction. And there's no rules to say in the UK, if it's got a filter arrow, you turn what we call near side or in front of each other.
Yeah.
But it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here, because I'm at the front of the queue, I'm effectively going to be positive. I'm going to take charge. I'm going to position my car differently than what we saw the vehicles positioned before.
Yeah, so I would talk about the centre of the intersection and identifying where that centre point is to then turn away,
I do the same thing. I say an imaginary telegraph pole.
Yeah,
so you got a post in the middle. Where you can turn before or after it.
When I was taught, my teacher, he was like, pretend it's a box of puppies and you don't want to hit it. So it's like, all right.
So, we're dealing with the black BMW from the other side. I know they haven't got a signal on, but they still could be turning. I'm still going to try and be positive.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're not turning, so I've positively turned before that point.
Beautiful.
So anyone else coming that way has now got that easy flow. The view is restricted, which should be a traffic calming measure anyway. It should slow them down a bit. But if we get a filter arrow on, we're not restricting anyone turning in that way as well. So it's a better idea, in my opinion, to turn this way at this particular junction.
Yeah. When you get the filtered arrow, does the straight through traffic's not coming through either, right?
Correct.
Yeah, good. Yeah, okay.
That arrow means that those oncoming vehicles will be stopped. Yeah. But as with, I'm suspecting any city around the world, you've just got to be careful that no one's coming through anyway.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that turn you just did then as well, it allows you to flow through much better, whereas the turn you did before, it's kind of almost square. You're turning more.
Yes. But it is still interesting that the advice in the UK is, if possible, turn the first way that it did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you'd rather read the road, I guess, read the traffic and just go with it.
I'm going to show you this little situation here as well. This is quite a big, complicated junction. I'm turning right, obviously. It's quite interesting. It splits to 3 lanes here to allow more traffic to fit through the junction, and then we've got the further lane which turns us right. It's pretty obvious when we get here. It's more of a problem with people coming out of this way turning right, because they effectively they don't know which lane to get in over there.
If they're coming from there. Gotcha.
They tend to turn too early.
Is there any signage over there that tells you that?
Not really, no. You've just got to look across your corner and see where you end up. What are the main... I work off skills that people are poor with. That really determine how they are as a driver. And the 6 skills that I work with, I wonder whether any of these resonate with yourself teaching in Australia. grip of the wheel causes many problems
Yep.
because it stops the fluency in steering.
Yep.
And the grip is also linked to how relaxed people are with their eyes, hands and feet. So if they're gripping the wheel too tight, their eyes are a little bit more stuck, and then the feet are a little bit like that.
Yeah.
So grip is the first one.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you have a little look at this roundabout as well in a second. This is what we call a changed priority roundabout.
Okay.
The next one, they're two sort of linked. Target fixation, where people stare at one thing and don't take the whole thing in.
Yeah.
Steering to avoid is another thing that I would say. Would you have to give way to these
Absolutely
pedestrians?
not. No? Absolutely not. But I know you do here because the pedestrian priorities changed.
Yep.
I saw that in your videos, I've seen it and read up about it. I don't understand it.
No, it is quite common all around the world. I'm just giving that guy a little bit of room. And notice we give way there and then we give way again here, although it is clear for us to go.
I've seen this written about before. Yeah, that's an interesting one.
It's what we call a change priority roundabout. So back to these skills, target fixation, steer to avoid, we've got the grip of the wheel. Lack of adjustment of feet, I find this is getting worse as well, where people treat a car like a Dodgem car and just stay at one speed and just steer around shit.
Right.
They don't change what they're doing with the feet.
Yeah.
So if that guy came out, they would just go, whoa, and just steer away, rather than going, hang on a minute. If I slow down, I'm not going to hit him. So they don't change the feet very much. And the last two are where to look to steer, which goes back to that big complicated junction we've just done. People don't see where they're going to turn and then end up in the wrong place. And the last skill that I find quite a problem is actually listening. It's more of an issue managing speed and gears in a manual car than it is in an automatic, because students don't know when to change up to the next higher gear. And they also don't know when to change to the next lower gear. They don't listen very well. Do any of those skills, and they're my 6 main skills, do any of those sort of like tie in with the problems that you have back home?
Yeah, definitely. So when they're fixating, so that sort of target acquisition, I guess, they're looking straight ahead, they're looking too long, they're staring at something. So you've got to talk to them about split seconds. Don't go looking any more, I would say more than a split second, at somewhere else, because you're diverting your attention away from what you need to be looking at. The thing you talked about where they swerve, that is such a common thing, but it's also a common thing with full licensed drivers that I see.
It is,
It's just swerve, right?
It is.
So I say to my students, before you think about swerving, brake straight, slow down, and then decide, is swerving actually safe? Can you do it? Is it possible to move around something or whatever it is? So there's those two. The grip of the steering wheel I haven't thought too much about, but I do notice that for sure when they're sitting there and they grip, and so we talk about thumbs out, because if your thumbs are tucked in, they can get hurt if you get in a crash, but avoid crashes and you won't have a problem.
You're right.
And they kind of stick them in and get gripped up, and then it affects them quite severely. So there's a lot there that I carry on.
Human behaviour, though, that's really what we're working with on a daily basis, whether it's this side of the planet or your side of the planet. We're working on human behaviour. So it was a little bit of a loaded question, because I expected most of those things to have some relevance in what you do as well.
100%. Pretty much everything you've said there. Just the grip of the wheel, it's like I notice it and I'll say something, but I don't really have like what you just had said there. You've got these 6 sort of skill sets. I focus on them, but I don't
consciously section. I get you.
I don't have them laid out or anything.
Interestingly, though, the 2 biggest pieces of advice that I give people when going in for the driving test: relax your hands as much as you can, because that then transfers over to your eyes. You'll see more, and then you'll operate and work your feet in a little bit better way. And the other thing is a little bit of psychology. I'll say or ask yourself what's going to happen over the next 10 seconds. Because if they think about what they've done, their eyes come down, it snowballs, and then make more and more mistakes. So they're the 2 main pieces of advice that I always give people. I say don't dwell on your mistakes and just keep moving forward. What can you do next to show the testers that you can drive? And the listening you're talking about with gearing. Listening and feeling is what I would talk about as well. Is that feeling? I mean, driving is all about feeling. And understanding the way, how fast you're going. Like, I know
when you're doing 40 kilometers per hour, I can feel it because I'm in the car for so long.
Yes.
30 miles per hour.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I can feel it. And I'd say that's what it's all about. It's about listening, feeling, Yeah. Connecting with the car.
Okie. You know what's coming next, don't you, mate?
Yeah.
It's your turn.
It's my turn. The nerve-wracking part now.
Right.